Hello, Gareth here, and this is my art journal. I'm not sure if I call it art journal or what, but okay, let me just get this wire right and this stick. Hopefully it won't get too heavy too soon. Okay, there we go. I've got my list. Look at my writing, it's terrible. And look at this bit at the end. So I'm going to struggle with this, but I just thought I'll just do it, and maybe it's not going to be perfect. It's definitely not going to be perfect, but roughly as long as I cover the main points, it'll be good enough. And where do I begin? Because I've been really lapsed. So I intended with my art journal to be turning up every week and doing this, but then I think what happened is I just wanted to do such a good video that it didn't happen. So, and I just thought we have to throw that away, that idea of the perfect video, and instead we just have to do like I don't know, just get it out there. And maybe this is just going to be for me, just my own personal record, which is good, and I think that helps artists. So if you are an artist, I think maybe it is good to make these videos, not just to promote your work, but also and share things with people about the artistic experience. That sounds a little bit pompous, right? But there we go, you know what I mean. But also for ourselves to get clarity on what the heck we're doing, you know, and because we do know, but I think sometimes if you get that clarity, wow, this has already become heavy for me, but I think once you get that clarity, it really helps. Anyway, lots of really exciting things to talk about actually. But the beginning is difficult. So I wasn't making these videos. Look at that sky, isn't it beautiful? I wasn't making these videos, and maybe I was in like a kind of, I don't know quite what to say, but I wasn't like in a buzzy creative state. Maybe, I don't want to say depressed, because people think depression is like an illness, and I think sometimes depressed can just be like relaxed or hibernating, or even like mulling over things, which in its own way is creative. And I think there is a kind of rhythm to creativity, like when you're doing stuff and you're really into the flow, and then there are other times when you are not doing a lot, and that's good as well, because you need time maybe away from the art, and also you just need time to think about things or just relax, you know. And I think we just see one thing as good, like doing stuff, and the other side as no good, and I think both are part of the one process of creating. Yeah, hope that makes sense. This is a ramble. Anyway, I was in this kind of state, whatever, and I happened to be looking on YouTube, and I saw basically it was some kind of channel on hustling, yeah, and some people, some artists, they'd basically done like these t-shirts with an image of American presidents, but the posture of the presidents was the same as that of Hellboy, and they were holding his big gun behind the back of their head, you know. Very stylish, very cool. But anyway, these t-shirts were selling like hotcakes, and I just thought there's a market there for, you know, people who are patriotic, American patriots, yeah? It's a big market. And I thought figures are not really my thing. However, fighter planes is something I could do. So this is all probably going to bomb, guys. I should say this right away. But I thought maybe I could do, you know, fighter planes and have beautiful like aerial backgrounds, and it might appeal to people who are like, you know, patriotic to America, because I'll be doing American fighter planes, and I just thought I'd enjoy painting those fighter planes. And I normally paint landscapes, and doing like sky scenes, that would be really appealing as well. Just a minute. Wow, this really is heavy. In fact, it'd be just right up my street, and it'd be like a challenge as well, because I've never done like spectacular aerial scenes before. So I got suddenly very excited about this. And anyway, one of the fighter planes I've always liked is, wow, it's a bit noisy, isn't it? Is the F16. I think it's the F16. And so I found some images of it, and I did the following paintings. So, and I was really quite happy with them. And then I thought, instead of like just copying those images from the internet, which I'm not particularly comfortable with, because normally I do all my own kind of stuff. It's all like, I paint landscapes of Japan, and I go to those places and take photos of the actual place, even sometimes paint on the spot. So I wasn't particularly happy with just taking these images from the internet and then just copying them, although I did change them a lot. So what I did is I got a model, a plastic model of an F16, and it just made the whole thing really fun. And that's another kind of piece of advice I'd like to give to artists out there who maybe, if you're in a creative rut, or you're just going through that lethargic period, lethargy, whatever, it's really good to do something like very, very different. And I haven't made a plastic model since I was a child. It was a Lancaster bomber. It was amazing, and I wouldn't mind doing one of them again actually in the future. It was so fun, and I got it when I was on holiday in Devon. And actually my dad made most of it, because I think he was a bit worried about me messing it up, which I probably would have done actually. It ended up looking beautiful. So I got this F16 fighter plane, and I soon realized after that though that I needed some tools, and here's an image of it. You'll be seeing some images of all this. And yeah, some of the pieces were tiny. Anyway, I didn't do the plane with all the landing gear showing. I didn't want that. I wanted it up, a picture of it with all the, what do you call it, the undercarriage up and flying in the sky. And it was a brilliant idea. It was fun. At first it wasn't fun to make. At first I thought, oh dear, I don't think I'm good at this, because I've got very short, stocky fingers, and the pieces sometimes were very tiny, a few of them, and I just thought, I can't do this. But I got some tweezers and the glue and the sandpaper and something else, masking tape, and bit by bit it started to become really fun. And yeah, I ended up really enjoying it. Yeah. And then the real fun began. Well, another fun thing began, which was I've got this digital software, so I've been playing around with that. I do find it quite challenging, and it's very different to watercolor painting. But anyway, what I did was I took a photo of my model airplane, and then I stuck it into this digital software, and then what I would do is put a sky behind it, and I'd do these different layers, and then I'd end up with these fairly interesting paintings. I'm really happy with them. I know I'm a beginner, but for me, I suppose for me there is a philosophy, and the philosophy is I don't want to make a beautiful painting. I want to make something fun, that's fun to do and looks interesting. So I don't want like super realistic or very realistic. I want something a bit more impressionistic and exaggerated. I like that. And also I like it to have a painterly look, so you can see what looks like brush strokes in the image. And I think I achieved that. And the thing is, I'm just having a lot of fun, and that in and of itself is has made the whole thing worthwhile. But I'm not going to stop here. So the next thing I'm going to do, which you will see next week when I will do another one of these art rambles, is I'm going to make a big size version. So yeah, that's going to be a challenge for me. I haven't done a big size painting for quite a while now, and so that's what I'm going to do. And then the next thing I'm going to do is a vertical scene. So it's going to be like a portrait format. And the reason I'm going to do that is for the t-shirts. So I did get back to that subject. So I'm going to do some t-shirts of American fighter planes with beautiful dramatic sky backgrounds. That's the plan, and we'll see what happens. But and we'll also see if they sell or not. And if they don't sell, you know, it's just life as usual. I am an unsuccessful artist, but I do plan on being successful. And although it seems to have taken me a long time, I've been doing this for 15 or 16 years now, I just think if I keep pressing buttons and trying, then I will get success eventually. But who knows? And the thing is, I've even gotten to that stage where I think, yeah, maybe I'm not ever going to be that successful at this, but I'm very happy with the kind of work that I've done. And here are a few other paintings I've done recently, by the way, but very different, my normal landscape stuff. Some of them I'm very happy with, some of them so-so. The really bad ones I'm not showing. I mean, I like to show a lot of stuff because I think it's interesting. Like in these rambles, I want to show the bad stuff as well as the good stuff, because I think it makes the whole experience richer, but I'm not at that stage yet. Maybe one day. Anyway, where was I? I think it's about time to get to the end of this video. So yeah, where I'm at in my thinking is that I might never be successful, and I think realizing that maybe this art does become just a hobby that I put quite a bit of time into. I think I can make some money from it, and it is nice because otherwise it feels just like an indulgence, and that feeling is yeah, makes you feel guilty. So I think that's partly why I'd like to make money from it. It's a kind of justification for doing art, right? But the thing is, doesn't that scene behind me look beautiful? And those sweeping clouds and the trees and the brown winter grass. I love it, it's beautiful. So but I think I've realized that I just love art a lot, and So even if it's not going to really make much money for me, let alone a living, let alone famous, I wouldn't care about famous actually. Although it's okay being a famous artist, I think, because nobody knows famous artists, not painters, maybe musicians. So, because I'd still like to be relatively anonymous. I think that's a nice thing to be. But I wouldn't mind making the money. The money would be nice. But anyway, where am I? Lost. No. So even if it's not going to make much money, I've realized the joy of art. And that's what I would like to share with you. And doing this project, even though it's like a little bit of a hustle, a little bit like, well, what I think I've done is I've managed to join the two sides of what perhaps makes a good art business. I'm doing something that appeals to me, like painting skies and F16 fighter planes. And if this starts to really work, the next plane I'm going to do is the, what's it called? I think it's an English plane, a biplane. Anyway, next time I'll tell you when I remember the name. It'll come to me at some point. But it's a beautiful plane. And I've already got images in my head about that, of that plane on like a grassy field in England with a beautiful English countryside background. I think it could be amazing. I just wish I could remember the name of it. No, it's not called Mossy Bottom. Oh, tiger moth, butterfly, right? Maybe the name of a butterfly, tiger moth. I'd really like to do that one. And yeah, I just think there's a lot of things here that I'd like to do. But anyway, getting back to my point, because I'm rambling again, but it is a ramble. So it's these two sides that I'm bringing together. One is doing something that I'm going to enjoy doing, and it's got my creative juices going. And the other side of it is that there's possibly a market there, you know, people who love fighter planes and people who are American patriots, you know. So I've got really no problem with that, to be honest. And if it does appeal to those people and they do buy those t-shirts or even posters, I mean, with these prints I could even put them on metal plates. So and it'll look really, really good. And if it does appeal to them, then it would be a real jackpot, wouldn't it? It'd be a real success. Anyway, I'm gonna have a go, and I'm just gonna try things like this and hope to hit that jackpot, hope to be successful. But the thing is, even if I don't, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I think that's so important. Yeah, can you do a job that you love? Not sure, but I'm trying. Maybe, maybe not. I hope in these rambles to be honest, as honest as possible. Ooh, I'm certainly gonna like get bigger arms doing this. So I think that's everything. So next time in my ramble, I'm going to be hopefully showing you a really big painting that I did, and possibly also one that's like a portrait format as well, although that might be 2 weeks later. Look at that sky. I love it. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. So that's the end of the ramble. I can't believe I did it. And this was my first take. But to be honest, I just thought I can't be bothered to just keep doing, you know, take after take after take. And I just thought, no, I know some people recommend you do these like perfect videos and you do all this wonderful editing and that kind of stuff. And I just thought, I can't do that. I just can't do that. And although I quite like video editing, it's not at all like making a painting. Not for me. Not for me. Maybe one day it might be like that, you know, but to be honest, I find it to be like work. And quite how can I put it, a hassle, a bit of a hassle really. So anyway, that's this ramble over with for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope if you're an artist that you got like a few good insights from this video. And I hope you enjoyed the paintings. My paintings are for sale. I recommend that you buy the prints that I will be making in the near future. I got my scanner. Hopefully be making in the near future. I've got to learn something called digital stitching, where you put parts of a painting together. And the reason for that is my scanner is very small, so I can't do the picture all in one go, but I can stitch it together and it'll look perfect. And so I'm told, and then I will be offering them for sale. And yeah, how can I put it, being a sellout, yeah, I don't care. I mean, when you think about it, sellout, I mean, everybody wants to be a sellout really, don't they? I mean, surely they want to sell everything they've made. So anyway, those things will be available. Prints on mugs, prints on t-shirts, prints on big steel plates and stuff like that. And I'll do my best to, well, with the paintings, I mean, I did have an issue at first because I thought I've got to make something fantastic, you know, that justifies this. But then I thought about it, and it's just like with doing these videos. The more I try to do something fantastic, the more I'll just end up doing something that's going to be rubbish, because you just tighten up. Whereas it's much better to just like take a step forward, no matter how can I put it? Take a step forward, no matter how much you're like unsure of your footing, and have a go. And I think with the paintings as well, one of the things, like I was talking about before with my philosophy, is to really, like, I'd sooner do a bad painting that's interesting than a good painting that's really boring. And so, and I think what that means is really, when I paint, to really just like not care, and just like really go for impact and having fun. And of course, if it doesn't work, just throw it away. But some of them are going to work, and those ones will be for sale. So there you go. My combination of trying to do art and business in one. Not particularly easy. Okay, I've rambled too much. I'll be back again next week with another ramble and that big painting. Look out for that. I should be on one side like this so you can see my paintings over here, but sometimes I forgot. Bye for now.